Step 6 of the 7 master steps, condition it. Congratulations on getting this far. You are clearly interested in improving your mentoring skills. And finding the rapport, getting the leverage, breaking the pattern, defining the problem in solvable terms, and creating an empowering alternative for an individual you are trying to help. I'm repeating these steps because it's the lifeblood for your foundation, and repetition is like working out. And with these skills, you will be well on your way to helping others escape suffering, depression, anxiety, and move them to a more empowering life. Just like anything that we do well or are expert in, we need to practice. And in this situation, once we have created an empowering alternative for an individual, we would want to condition it by putting them in the situation that was difficult, challenging, or disempowering in the past. If we have someone who's afraid of dogs and we have empowered them to act differently in the presence of dogs, we want to make sure that the conditioning works. Therefore, after completing step 5, link it to an empowering alternative, we want to make sure that we put the individual in front of a dog or the situation that they were disempowered by in the past. Now, if you're noticing that the individual, while in the situation, goes back to the old patterns or goes back to the old way, then you will want to repeat steps 1 through 5 to make sure that you haven't missed anything along the way. Remember, the steps are not sequential, and you may need to go back during the process either after step 5 or even steps in between. This does not mean that you have failed or that the individual is a lost cause. It merely means that we need to do a better job at understanding what are the subconscious triggers for each individual that we are trying to empower. As an example, you may have been able to create tremendous rapport. Through that, you were able to find leverage that you thought you would be able to use to help the individual change. And through the conversation, the response might have been positive. However, when you go to condition the individual in the situation, they revert back to the old pattern. You may need to go back and get rapport again. However, if you have rapport already, then find some other type of leverage that you think will help break the pattern. Remember, the individual doesn't know why they are acting this way. So don't think you should know immediately what the answer is to create change. The key is not to give up and believe or have faith that the answer will come through you. If you continuously break the pattern and keep trying different ways to gain leverage with rapport, you will notice that it will be more and more difficult for the individual to go back to the old pattern, like scratching that CD in their head. Now, if while in a disempowering situation, you are able to help the individual stay in an empowering state, that is when you know that they have been able to overcome that situation in the moment. And we want to continue to repeat this until they feel confident that it is the way they will handle this situation in the future, with or without your presence.